This video is going to explain what you're going to be doing for this project, and it's also going to give you explanations about the artist exploration part of this project. So this is going to be a longer unit. You're going to be learning about oil pastels, oil pastel techniques, and then you're going to create landscapes. But first, I wanted you to learn a little bit about Impressionist, Post-Impressionist, and Fauvist, which all show a great technique that you can get with oil pastels, which I'll explain in a little bit. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to learn about Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, and Fauvism, and then you're going to complete a research assignment. That's all going to be explained in this video. Then you're going to be learning a little bit more about color theory. You're going to learn oil pastel techniques. You're going to be learning how to grid and transfer an image, and then you're going to apply everything to a landscape of your choice. Steps number 3 through 6 are going to be shown in a separate video. So first, you need to learn about a little bit about art history. You're going to learn about Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, and Fauvism. All of the art history slides that are present in this one about Impressionism, Post-Impressionism, and Fauvism look something like this. So it provides a brief overview, it provides a video that you are going to be watching, and then it provides questions that you need to answer. So we're going to learn about Impressionism first because it comes first. So the Impressionist movement was made in 1874, when a group of artists were not allowed to include their artwork in an exhibition. The norm was extremely detailed works of art, but Impressionism broke the rules. So the norm before Impressionist was just extremely well rendered, really realistic works of art, very detailed portraits. Where Impressionists, they wanted to just genuinely capture an idea. They wanted to capture color instead of painstakingly drawing details. So their artwork was well known for using bold brushstrokes and bright colors in their composition that represented everyday life. So because these artists were not allowed into everyday art shows, they began holding their own. So the Impressionists started a sort of rebellion where they were like, we aren't going to be allowed into the other art shows. Okay, fine. We're just going to do our own. After you're done watching this video, I want you to click onto the PowerPoint, watch this on your own, and then answer these questions. So after Impressionism was Post-Impressionism. Post becomes after. So the Post-Impressionist painters worked independently rather than as a group. So Impressionists, they were just breaking into this new art scene. They needed to band together so that they can do things like create art shows and not just have a single gallery on their own. Post-Impressionists, they were more secluded to one another's. They had similar ideas. They concentrated on subjective versions and symbolic personal meanings rather than observations of the outside world. They were often achieved through abstract forms. So, post Impressionists, they didn't necessarily capture the everyday, they captured a more abstract idea of what the everyday or what some subjective visions or symbolic personal meanings might be. So, an artist who does this is Paul Cézanne, and he was known to be the father, quote unquote, of the Post Impressionists because he was a pioneer who moved away from the style of Impressionism. Post Impressionism were not a tightest group, um, as the past artists that you will have learned about, but each artist took the same general idea and ran with it. So, you're going to learn a little bit more about Post Impressionism. The two are very similar in techniques where they have those bold brushstrokes and bright colors, but they have different ideas. So, when you're done watching this video and the one about Impressionism, you're going to watch this video about Post Impressionism and then answer these questions. Right now, though, calm down. Lastly, we're going to learn about Fauvism. So, Fauvism, the other ones were known for bright colors, but Fauvism was more known for more unrealistic colors, but still bright and bold. So, this was led by Henri Matisse. Fauvism was built upon examples of Vincent van Gogh and Georges Seurat as the first avant-garde 20th century movement. This style was characterized by expressive uses of intense color. So you can see even in the thumbnail for the video, like the differences between the blues and the greens and the pinks that are present on the face. That's not really natural. It's an intensified version of the color. They also had expressive brushstroke and a bold sense of surface design with a flat composition. So they relied more on the blocks of color, not as much on the textural elements that we saw with Impressionism and Post-Impressionism. Fauvism is similar to Post-Impressionism in that they used blocks of color and bold brushstrokes to build up their composition, until Post-Impressionists Fauvists paint directly from the tube onto the canvas to make their artworks. Like Matisse ignored the traditional method of rendering an artwork and instead created movement through using bold colors and placement. So after I'm finished explaining in the next part, and you watch the other two videos, you're going to go back, watch this video on Fauvist, and answer these questions. So I want you to explore a little bit more about these topics independently. So after you're done watching the informational videos and answering the questions for Impressionist, Post-Impressionist, and Fauvist, you're going to create a visual journal. So you are going to explore the pictures that are on the following pages and pick an artist that you like. Each image has a hyperlink which leads you to a website about an artist, and I'll show that one to you. Look through each website and learn about the artist's process, their life, and their artwork. You're going to be making a full-page visual journal about the artist that you choose, and after it's done, you're going to be giving a small presentation to small groups. So you're going to be presenting it to your table groups or to a group of your classmates. So independently, I want you to click through to this rubric just so you can see everything lined up that you're going to be graded on. But it basically boils down to, on your visual journal, did you include some written information about their name and the years that they were alive, the style of their artwork, the emphasis of their artwork, so what they painted or drew, information about their life, and I want an explanation of one of their works of art. For the drawing portion of this, the artistic requirements, you must fill the page. You must represent one or more works of art from the artist that you chose, so not just the one that you're explaining. And you need information that is positioned with a purpose. So you need to make it look nice and neat and organized, represent that unity that we've talked about a little bit, and to make sure that the page is done neatly and with proper craftsmanship. So you have options. So you have Impressionist artists to choose from. You can click on any one of these and it will lead you to a website. So I clicked on this painting right here. It led me to a website about Renoir. So you would get all of your information for your visual journal from that website. If you're like, I like Impressionist, but I really like Post-Impressionist better, you can click on one of these and it will also lead you to a website. So like that one led me to a website about Paul. And then same thing for Fauvists. So you can click through and explore a little bit about that artist too. So that option is free for you to choose. Look through all of them first, because this is just what you see is just one image from many that this artist can create. So I don't want you to just all pick Van Gogh. I want you to pick different ones and explore a little bit more. So you've created visual journals before, you have any art material that's available to you, and I want you to do this in your sketchbook. When you're all done, you're going to complete the rubric and then you're going to turn it all in together.